pages 237 to 238. This is it, everyone. The last chapter. Marty finds himself in darkness at the end of a
journey into the black tunnel.
And I'm going to give Gipe the benefit of the doubt and say he's trying to say. The car crashed into a building and not. Time travel suddenly is like going through a tunnel when it wasn't before. Tee-hee. Marty's not sure what's going on.
Marty thought of the scene in a movie he had seen about a time travel machine where the vehicle is enclosed in a mountain.
Ha. The hilariously awkward time travel machine makes a return. Yes. So he realizes he's crashed into the movie theater, reverses out, and sees that it's 1985 again. Then he turns on the radio, and Gipe describes it as only a grandparent could.
A contemporary rock tune was playing. All right. Marty shouts.
But then he remembers he has to save
his friend from a bloody and violent death.
Oh yeah. I can see how you'd forget that, but then the car dies again. And oh man Gipe, we just got another time travel machine callback. Can we get another shout out to the terrorists?
After grinding for a minute, Marty was unable to generate the slightest hint renewed power. And as he continued to grind, he looked up and saw the familiar terrorist van cruising down the street and around the corner. Horrified, he leapt from the car. The terrorists! He yelled.
Perfect. Thank you, Gipe, and thank you Marty McFly for jumping out of the car to shout the terrorists. After the terrorists. You are too perfect. Also, now is the point where you should reread that above quote while using grinding in the Atta Club all up on someone's sense. I'll wait. Marty runs down to the mall, and Gipe makes sure we notice something has changed.
Arriving at the entrance, he noticed that it was called Lone Pine Mall and was decorated with the image of a single pine tree instead of two. Otherwise everything was the same.
Marty watches, frozen, horrified and amazed as he watches the terrorist van chasing Doc Brown around the parking lot. This is kinda weird, watching yourself and your friend from what seems to be a week ago doing the same thing, right? Wouldn't that, I don't know, blow your mind?
Oh, no. He gasped. I'm too late. The scene blew his mind.
Called it. Page 239. Marty watches temporal experiment number 2 again until the terrorist van driver, that's what he's called in the book dudes, crashes into
a Fox photo stand.
Is this your last chance for needless brand name dropping, Gipe? And it lands doorside down,
trapping the terrorists inside.
Goodbye, the terrorists. You exit this story as you entered it, as the terrorists. Hey, remember how Doc got shot to death? Because Marty just did.
Suddenly remembering Doc Brown, Marty turned and ran toward the sprawled figure, still lying face down on the asphalt. There were tears in Marty's eyes as he turned his friend over.
What's interesting now is that Doc delivers tons of stupid lines. Seriously, each one is a line that is stupid. And just as Marty stayed mercifully silent in that movie version of dinner scene at the beginning of the story, we bookend it nicely with Doc staying mercifully silent in the movie version of this scene. Here's what happened in the movie.
Doc! Stop!
Marty flips over Doc.
Marty, quietly, no.
Doc blinks and sits up.
You're alive.
Doc opens up his jacket to reveal the vest he's wearing.
Bulletproof vest? How did you know? I never got a chance to tell you.
Doc shows Marty the taped-together note he wrote.
What about all that talk? About screwing up future events? The space-time continuum?
Well, I figured. What the hell?
And massive props to whoever it was that decided to drop out every single one of Doc's lines in this scene but one, because man they are terrible. Let's ruin an intense dramatic moment with wacky laughs right now. Check out the different mood here in Booktopia.
Doc. Please don't be dead, Doc. Well, all right, if you insist. The apparently dead man replied, opening his eyes and smiling. You're alive. Marty shouted. Of course I'm alive. But you were shot. I saw it. Marty cried. I saw it twice. On instant replay, as it were? Doc smiled again. Marty nodded. The explanation is simple, Brown said. He ripped open his radiation suit to reveal a bulletproof vest. It's the latest fashion in personal protection, he explained. Guaranteed to stop a slug from an elephant rifle at 30 yards. Were you wearing that all along? Marty asked. Sadly, no, Doc Brown replied. The first time around, I must have been taken by surprise. No, my boy, it was your warning that saved me. With that, he reached into his pocket and pulled out the letter that Marty had written in 1955. It was yellow and brittle, the scotch tape holding it together with it and ready to fall apart. Marty smiled and shook his head. What a hypocrite, he said.
May I be the first to say, weak source.